Let me see, guys. Okay, hi guys. I'm supposing I'm live, and my sound output tells me that you can. Let me just double check my levels here. By the way, I redid my setup this evening so that I will actually see your chats in front of me as opposed to like off to the side. So I'll be a little bit more responsive this evening. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Looks like we got about 9 folks. Cool. Um, First off, let me apologize for my COVID haircut. I have never had my hair this short before, and it's um, I don't know. I don't think I've ever looked older as well. This just doesn't agree with me. But I have this thing. I would rather have a crappy haircut than go to a barber shop where, unfortunately, people's safety would be in danger. But anyway, enough about that. We're not here to talk about the disease. We're here to talk about the game we got. We got about 9 people still here. And by the way, if you've not asked any questions, I'd ask you, please do. Because, well, I would like to hear what you guys have to say. Hello. Oh, let's see here. This just kicked me off. Hold on for a moment. What the heck? It's not letting me go. Okay, there we are. All right, sorry. YouTube Studio gets a little bit just wackier every time I tune into it. So, anyway, good evening and thank you for tuning in. And we got about 8 minutes. It's all good. Let me see. I don't know who's new here. What you have seen of the game, what you know about the game, and what you do not. Essentially, and let me see, just check again. Yeah, it should be in the background, the music. I'm going to just turn up my audio input so you can hear me a little bit better. There we go. The story of Peace Island is essentially told from the story. It's going to be an open world adventure game, so it's told from the perspective of 9 cats who live on a remote main island about 12 miles off the coast. And how they really have to band together and survive. And after they wake up to find all the humans are gone from the island. And it's eventually going to be up to the cats to decide whether humans are worth bringing back. And up to the player as well. And what you have in the background right now is just our current, just main screen. We don't even have the postcard name of the game up here, where my ugly mug is right now up here. And let me just see, for some reason it keeps on kicking me out. Hey, Richard Two Sheds is here. He's one of the guys who's done AI music. He's done a heck of a lot of stuff for us, and you name it, he's done it. Just this last week, he assisted with the creation, just figuring out why our press kit wasn't working. And we finally got a little bit of a solution to that, and hopefully I'll be able to populate that soon. And by the way, before we get into this, I also want to say that we are going to be bringing in somebody to really update our Discord. Our Discord's been sort of meh. We're going to give a total revamp, and there's going to be a lot of new stuff there, a lot of more participatory stuff, and I hope you'll check it out. I'll give out the link. Do I have Discord open? Let me go over to my... yes, I do. I'll just put a link to our Discord in the chat right now, so you can check it out. Let me just do that usual thing. We got about 10 folks, it looks like. Hi, everybody, again, thank you. Invite people. I like inviting people. So, no. Why the heck is this? Edit invite link. Never expires, and max. I should have had this before I started. I'm very sorry, guys. But I'm going to generate a link here. Sorry. And I'm going to put this over here to the chat. So that's our Discord, and you can check out how incredibly boring it is. What? Hidden use copy button. It says it won't let me post the Discord in here, but. I'll put it on our Twitter later this evening. That's weird. It won't let me share my Discord link on the YouTube chat, but what you gonna do? Looks like we got 9 folks here. Hi, everybody. So it doesn't seem like we have any questions or anything. So, this is... what you're seeing right here is a slight improvement. In fact, it seems my voice is a little bit too high. It's going into the reds. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm going to adjust that. Thank you. Right now, what we've been going through as far as development is, again, a lot of back-end stuff. It's mostly, coding and stuff. Let's see if I can get that a little bit better scale to the window. Seems to probably see a little bit of. There we go. Um, it's mostly about just improving playback, improving load times, and improving textures, and really revamping the architecture inside and outside. And unfortunately, one of the things my voice levels are still really high. Maybe I need to stop talking so loudly. Let's see. I'm going to bring it all the way down there. I'm going to bring the music all the way down. So hopefully now I'm at public radio level. Sorry about this audio issue. But I was talking about, oh yeah, we're going to be revamping a lot of the interior and exterior architecture of the structures on the island in coming weeks. That's something we're just embarking on because, this is our buildings have been through a lot of iterations. The first ones I did were made out of like primitives many months ago. But I'm going to assume that we have 13 people here. Hello, everybody. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Please don't be afraid to ask them. Sorry for that weird hidden copy. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring us right into the game as it exists. This was a build that I just created. Now, so we're going to go new game. And now, one of the things I want to tell you is the soundtrack that you're going to hear here is going to be revamped considerably in times to come. That's one of the things that Richard and I are going to be working on in coming weeks. Maybe I could show you a few screenshots, dev screenshots, of how we're putting things together. But we're going to be, as you don't know, if you do not are not aware, we are hoping. One of the reasons my voice levels may be too high is I have these headphones on, and it makes me talk a little bit more loud. But essentially, we're trying to create. Sorry for the load times, by the way. These are improving. That's what you're seeing right now. It's just loading. Let's see what was it. It was all about. Let's bring that up again. Let's see. I sort of went off on a tangent, but it's still loading over here. Just give it a second. I wanted to bring up my screen. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, the soundtrack. It is going to be responsive to how the player plays the game, depending on where you are in the game. And it's kind of fuzzy right now because of the focal point. And right now we're sort of in the dim part of the morning. And let's see. Just not get all this toilet tissue out of the way. Get out of there, dang it. That was a physics thing that we worked on. And it'll look better once we have more sunlight. The sun is just coming up. I tried to grab it this time of day so we would be able to see the cat moon in the sky. But anyway, right now we're at the docks. And what I'm going to see here is... number one, I'm going to move my ugly face over here, so you can see the map a little bit better. Click on my face. You can see my mouse pointer. Right now, we are at the tip of the dock, right down here. And I'm going to move this also and bring my chat window back up because people may be asking questions. Nope. Couldn't be that lucky. But as you can see, we are just at the very tip of the landing point right here. Let's go. And let's see. We are still really getting the player controls being refined all the time. And yes, the turns right now are a little bit, not 100%, but again, if you go back through our YouTube catalog and sit through the videos, you could see how this cat turned. Like just a few weeks ago, it was far rougher. You see, we got a good dawn going there. Dawn breaks. I need to get my face out of this, by the way. I put my face right over the cat. Eric, you're an idiot. Jeez. I'm so sorry, guys. There. I'm going to put it right down there so you don't see me at all. Sorry, guys. Hi, Adela. Hi, and sorry, now you can see the cat. You don't see my ugly face. I'm so sorry. But yeah, morning is dawning over downtown. Now, one of the neat things that we have coming in this new, like I said, on the back end, is we've got this new dynamic batching system worked out. It's quite amazing, and essentially. No, I mean, long story short, to put it in layman's terms, no matter where you're going on the island, you're only going to be having to deal with just a few, just a limited number of draw calls, a limited number of objects, no matter how many objects in the background. For example, right here, before we started baking and batching, I would be willing to say this one place here would have somewhere in the neighborhood of, 26,000 calls. Now it would be about 3 or 4. That means that every frame there are 26,000 fewer calls, and that if you don't understand how it will improve, speed, well, trust me, it will. But so you see, the cat also sort of went to sleep there. Sorry about that. Oh, my cats, Adela. I wish my cats were next to me. They're in the other room, I think. I was actually on the island that a great part of the game is based on. I remember walking by this restaurant earlier today with one of the 2D artists that are working on the game. I'm going to see if I get this cat into a more lit area. Yeah, so we can sort of see. You see, the turns are sort of like in stages still. You can see a little bit of clicking, a little bit of overcompensation in points. But can I tell you, before, just a couple of months ago, the cat would only pivot. Literally like a toy, just a mechanical toy, and understand that doing a fully interactive IK like quadruped is a really tough thing. It's one of the toughest things that you can do in indie game development, unless you have a huge studio behind it. Yeah, and like the manpower. And fortunately, I knew a guy who knew a guy. And now I'm still looking at the camera as I'm talking. I really shouldn't do that, I know. Let's see here. The cloud activity, can I say? It's a little bit, it's supposed to be much lazier than it is. It should be much more languid. And there should always be overlapping patterns, especially at sunset. That just ensures those amazing sunsets. That if you've been following me on Twitter, you've seen some really nice, sunset shots. Now here's a situation where you may see, if off in the distance there, notice how it looks sort of empty. You see, this is just sort of, it loaded. You saw that blue house popped into existence. There are still loading issues, but again, this new batching procedure that we're using is going to be just eliminate that. Right now I'm playing this at ultra quality. I'm thinking maybe I should start again at good quality so we can appreciate really just, you don't need to see it at ultra considering you're watching this on YouTube. But that'll actually improve playback. That's, what I'm going to do. Considering I'm showing this off, I don't want to be showing you something that's going to be all jaggy like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Alt F4 out of this, and we're going to restart this at very good quality. And trust me, the frame rate's going to jump up to 60 frames per second, even downtown in some areas. It's quite an amazing thing. Again, I want to give due props to the individual who put that together for us, is Mad Mike Bonafide. He's just a madman. Let's see, just going to start over here. We're okay. Hi, there we go, and we're okay. Full. We got 19 people here. Good evening. You still work on the game, even with all the things you've been happening lately. Oh well, thank you, Adela. Oh yeah, Sana. I just want to say. That is something hopefully eventually we will get working. I want reactive grasses. There are deer in the game. Aside from the birds that you see in the background here, they're not only birds, there are going to be snails, there's going to be beavers, there's going to be deer, there's going to be geese that chase you, there's going to be a few dogs that you're going to meet. And let me see, it's... we would really like it so that, for example, you're sitting there and just like sitting in the sun to your cat's happiness level goes up, and you see actually the grass moving in the distance, and you can see, something that you can hunt, like, or maybe, something like that. And, we want a totally reactive, immersive world in this. In fact, one of the things is eventually we're hoping on releasing this for a VR as well. But we'll see. We'll see. Considering the draw calls, like I said, we've gotten down to such a small number, I'm going to just start this up again. And I keep on clicking on my the draw calls have gotten so low. We've gotten down to the level that actually this game could theoretically work on mobile in the very near future, which is something that I never thought would come out of my mouth, considering the sheer amount of content and stuff in here, and so. Unfortunately, the load that you're witnessing here is kind of overlong. I'm going to stick my ugly face up so you can just like throw like rotten fruit at your computer at the center and like maybe score yourself every time you hit my face, and that way you just won't see the black background. Let's see here. We got 18 folks. Hi everybody. Oh, and there were other things I wanted to comment here. Game Shifty Fangs, thank you. Working on the game with all the things that have been happening lately. Can I just say, uh, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully, and it looks like we're loaded in the background. Let me just get my ugly face out of the way. I don't mean to diminish the Titanic. I mean, we are witnessing a historic event right now. What we're going through is as a species and a planet, and I don't mean to demean it in any way. But can I tell you, it really, other than people who may have contracted the. From an indie game perspective, if you're working at home already, really, I mean, nothing has really changed in this game's development. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to just assume that we do have a lot of people here who have not seen the game before, and I just want to cover something. Number one, let's do a targeted jump up there. The jumps are getting smoother. That was so much more smooth than it was last week. Around the game, as you play the game, let's see here. Let's see.
Go by without taking at least one single day of me time off per year.
You see, the radio, there's a radio station that plays. Right now, it's about a 30-minute long program, and really, I'd like to max it out at 90 minutes. But essentially, there are going to be like a lot of hints and story background in the radio broadcast. And the thing is unlike Grand Theft Auto, where you can literally take the soundtrack with you, in this you are actually. What I would like is that as you go around the island, if you feel like listening to the radio for a few minutes, you can listen to the radio for a few minutes, and you could sit in the sun while you could put your cat in the sun while you're listening, and hopefully you'll find something you want to like listen to, and eventually you will have heard the entire broadcast, but it'll take you a while unless you do want to sit there for 90 minutes. And one of the things I want to tell you about the broadcast, by the way, is that the guy that we have as the DJ in there. It was the DJ, the voice of the DJ, the two DJs in Groundhog Day, the movie, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows Groundhog Day, the Bill Murray movie. And the guy every morning when they played the Sonny and Cher song is, "Hey, happy campers!" I knew this guy from a previous job, and oh yeah, you see the more insects coming in. I knew this guy from a previous job that I had, and it was just fantastic being able to bring him on. Now here, you're seeing a problem with the roads. This is going to be fixed, and you see another problem with it. You see that turn? We are always refining the turn, but let me tell you, it's looking gorgeous compared. But you see the break in the road there? That is because currently we're using sort of physical object roads to show where, the roads are. And also that's to serve sort of as a template for my later work. I want to go in, I have a specific tool, and I want to just hand score all of the, the divots, the ruts in the road, because if you've, I've been out to the islands out there, and the roads are not flat like this. I want more natural roads. When I was playing Red Dead Redemption recently, oh my God, the roads in that, those guys knew what they were doing, except sometimes they use this repeating road surface texture, sort of like I'm using. But it has like little. Of course, they want. There are going to be times when there are stagnant pools in the ruts on the road, but they showed those stagnant pools using a texture, and those pools would sometimes show up on roads that were like at 33-degree angles. Here's the thing. that game, I mean, props where props are due. It was gorgeous. It was. I still love just running around the game and seeing the work. Now here, this is something that I've been meaning to fix here. By the way, guys, the floating rocks. And it's sort of been on hold because we've been trusting in Mike B, who's our our number one coder, a hero, genius, to do this stuff. No, to figure out the new batching method, and after which we could start going in and doing a lot more, landscaping and fixing things like this, where we have rocks that are literally, well, none of those are floating, I think, but they'd be tipping of those. They're supposed to be partially buried, which I'll fix. And now I'm going to go into the escape again, and it can show you exactly how far we've walked. Because as I showed you, the game, this particular cat starts over here. We are currently, I believe, yeah, we are right here. So, and in between there, we encountered, I'd say, about a dozen buildings, and ideally, see, another loading issue there, but hey, that's I compare those little loading issues right now to, like, Marilyn Monroe's beauty mark. I mean, honest to goodness, those little things make me appreciate how everything else works perfectly. And considering everything we're trying to shove into such a small package as an indie game, it's amazing the progress we've made. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk us over to the eastern side of the island. More bugs. And around. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you're also going to encounter this sort of flying fungus. Um, let's see, species that's around the island from time to time, and they actually, it's like a very big part of the game. And now, no, actually, I'm going to take you to the ocean, and then I could show you the thing. Now, I want to show you an interior later, but right now I just want to show the people who've never seen the game before how large this game world is. Just give them a little bit of a hint of just how expansive it is. And by the way, this house, a little bit of background information. This house is going to be replaced. I never really like this particular house. And it's also an instance of a bungalow that's used a little bit too much. And today, like I said, I was out taking some reference photographs out on one of the islands of Casco Bay, and oh goodness, the house we're putting there. It's a house that I've really just, every time I've passed it, it's just a wondrous little thing. It looks like a teapot. It's weird with like little towers and such, but it's in the middle of the woods. It's really bizarre. But by the way, one thing I didn't show you, by the way, is we've been in this one cat skin this entire time. As you play this game, you're going to be able to go, as you unlock the cats, you're going to be going to take over other cats. And I'm just going to skip to one of the other cats right now. Okay, and by the way, I see some questions backing up, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get there right now. I just want to show you really quick where we are right now. Oh, no, that's tab. We are right now up here in Greenwood Farms. Now, this up here is actually one of the last places you're going to get to in the game, but we just wanted to include it. This cat is actually... it looks like all cats have the same skin right now. Sorry, guys. There is this cat out on the island who, unfortunately, I think, I don't know, maybe its owner said, you're going to be an indoor cat from now on, but I see, the cats are always going to go snoozy after a while. If they're bored, yes. Let's see, let's go back to Elizabeth. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, now we're in... Yeah, they all have the same skin. I'm sorry, guys. This is a build that I made hurriedly, and we were having just a skin conflict issue. And I went through each cat, and I disabled one of the skins, and now it just seems like, well, I disabled the wrong ones, because all the cats have the same skin. This is another part of the island. I'll just show you over here. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to check on your questions really quick. I'm sorry, I've been rambling, but right now we are up here. You can see up by Battery Hamlin. This is sort of like a compound owned by this sort of crazy guy. I'm just going to let this guy sit, and I'm going to stay away from the radio, because having two people talking at the same time is so annoying. That's the mayor talking, the mayor of the island. And over here we have a few more like floating objects, you see? Those curbs need to be bumped out a bit. But here's what we're going to do. And, oh, look. We had that little red ball shouldn't have showed up there. It looks like we have a little bit of an artifact. And yeah, and like I said, you're going to be able to hopefully enter just about every building on the island, and this is one of the museums. We're sort of in a shady spot right now. Oh, I was going to take you to the ocean. I'll take you to the ocean again, and then we will. I'll take your see what questions we got backed up. I'm sorry, guys. It's just my motor mouth. There we go. Ocean. There we go. And actually, this beach ice. Oh no, this is up by the abandoned amusement park. Yeah, this is Downards, another area in the game. But now that we have a nice ocean view, I'm just going to let the cat sit and go over and see what questions we have. Thank you for your patience, guys. I appreciate this. Dang it. Alt-tab me over, man. Alt-tab me into the... Alt-tab me, Jesus. There was this one song. Drop Kick Me, Jesus. Oh, the kitty's in the water. Can't have that. Oops. Sorry, guys. Sorry, kitty. We're going to move the kitty back. We can't have that happening. Sorry about that. Up here. Stay dry, kitty. Yeah, cats get very unhappy if they get wet in this game. It's not going to be in your interests to, like, let the cats get wet. Yeah, this is a good view. So I'm going to check what questions we have. Alt-tab. Okay. Is there a Discord server? Peyton, you can ride the geese. Jessica pointed out, yes. In fact, you may still be able to. I have not checked that bug in a while. I'm going to put my face up there again so you can actually see me talking to you. Thank you, by the way, guys, everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to put my face over there in the sky. Oh, no, it's much better over there because I'm proud of our skybox, even though the clouds are not perfect. And I don't like how they phase in so quickly. Literally, they should fade in over the course of like 60 seconds. But, you know, that's something that can be fixed with a few clicks, actually. But let's see, questions. I'm always off like Mo. Adela, the game should be famous. Thank you. It's considering it's such a small project. I'm really grateful for the support that we've gotten and the amount of press we've gotten. If we did get more press, I'd probably go insane at times. I mean, we're not getting a lot of press right now, but I remember, about a year ago, the game just went sort of viral on Patreon, and I remember spending like just almost a whole week just doing interviews with magazines from all over the world. It was both humbling and frightening. But let's see, other comments, questions. Peyton Bratton, is there a Discord server? Sorry, I tend to go off on tangents. I always go off on tangents. There is a Discord server. I tried to share the link earlier, but unfortunately, it just basically blocked me out. It said hidden use copy button. If you look at my previous chat thing, and I'm wondering what the heck. Use copy button. Hidden use copy button. Let me try one more time. I think I get it. Hold on. I think I get it, guys. Dudes, I'm such an idiot. There you go. There's a Discord server. I'm so sorry, guys. I did something so... Jeez, I am a boomer, I guess. Allison Abuki, this is so beautiful. Thank you. This looks so beautiful. Thank you. Can I just say... I sort of approach this game development backwards from where a lot of people usually do. I confess that, a lot of people, they would start by just building, a big empty white box field and work out all the coding and everything in the skybox and everything and just keep it generic from the very... I started from the very beginning. just making this as pretty a world as I could. Um, Understand that I and my co-lead developer Laura, we're not coders. We're simply people who really wanted to make a game, and we use the tools that are available to us on our. I mean, back then our budget was nothing. And we use free skyboxes and free trees and free rocks and everything. And and I guess because of that, some people thought the game was almost done, because working out these visual tweaks is something sometimes the last thing that people do. But from the very start, we wanted to make the reason that we did that was not so much out of a fear of coding, because we were both going through coding courses at the time. Um, we aren't now because we're so busy with stuff. It just we were trying to make the world a place that people want to be in and stay in, and not feel like they had to rush from place to place. And like I said, there will be a detector. If your cat is sleeping like this and a sunbeam goes across it, its contentment level is going to rise. I believe I've already discussed that with our, see the clouds that came in so quickly. I hate that. They should be overlapping too, so it would be multi-layered, but I'm going to stop complaining about what could have been because I didn't check those boxes. Anyway, let's see, next question. Adela, I'm astounded. She says I should be proud of the game. I am proud of it, but I'm even more amazed and humbled by the talent that has come and aided me along this long journey it's been. Like I said, I started working on this game when I was working like 11-hour shifts as a line cook at a local restaurant, and my co-developer, she worked in a care home for the elderly, and when we started, we had absolutely no idea what a large venture we were embarking on. I had an inkling, but I mean, as I've started to work with more and more coders and gotten to know more and more about exactly what we were trying to do, we had a little bit of chutzpah. We had, as my Jewish friends down, he would say, we walked right into it, just going, "This is what we wanted to do," not knowing exactly what it would take. And the fact that it went beyond just like our idea first goes. Can I say? I mean, bless our Patreon supporters, and you're going to get your props in just a minute. But I also want to say, I have to say, those first, we started a Kickstarter, and she's almost 2 years ago, I think. We raised it from about 300 people. We had like that movie 300. We had the original 300 who ponied up just enough bucks so that I could go part-time, working on my line cook job. And with their money, we were able to build it. We were able to get the help of a coder, Alex over in Greece, Alexis Costas. I want him working on the game again, but unfortunately he's in Greece, and I really want to, he needs a computer upgrade. And trust me, Alex, if you're watching, you're going to get it, because we need coders, dude. We need coders. Let's see, trust me, from there, we were able to build the game from just like a concept to something that actually worked. I remember the first alpha that we released over to our Patreon, no, to our Kickstarter supporters, on the high-end computers, 3 frames a second. That's what we had at the very beginning, 3 frames a second. It would not even play on the Mac. Even though we did release an alpha for the Mac, it was pretty much unplayable. Oh, and here you're going to see a bug. It's raining, and the cat is just sleeping through that. We're going to have it so that if you are not in control of the cat and you leave it alone sleeping on the rain, it's going to leave. It's going to get out of the rain, because cats don't like the rain. But anyway, blah de blah. from that, I don't know. It just happened a little bit over a year ago that the people over at Patreon just happened to notice that we were making this game and have supported the project to such an extent that it's been able to. I mean, like I said, right now we're getting 60 frames a second. In the most difficult parts of town, with all these all these post-effect render effects and all the stuff that's going on, we are getting AAA quality. And yeah, I'm proud of what I mean. Laura and I for sticking it out in the early days a little bit. We give ourselves a pat on the back, but really, see again, look how fast those clouds go. I hate that. Shut up, Eric. Anyway, let me see. What was I talking about before I got into self-abuse? I was. I'm more proud of the people that we work with, and so grateful for the talent. Is that the moon? Let me just go over here. It looks like, is that moon or the dawn? Oh, that's the moon. There. And we need to get it so that it reflects. We get a little bit of reflection off the ocean, but not as good. But anyway, yeah. What the heck? We'll just leave it there for a couple seconds. But yeah, I'm sorry. I attended Grandpa Simpson. Next, I'm sorry for rambling. Amazing game. Thank you. This game looks so cool. Thank you, Angel. Wooferpuff. I think I've seen you, Wooferpuff. That name is very... Hey, Eric Peace. I think you and I discussed stuff in a previous chat, Wooferpuff. I'm pretty sure I think you had some interesting questions. Pardon me. Let's see. Go down here. Let's see. It worked this time. Jessica Greening. Yep. Oh, and by the way, I want to repeat our Discord sucks right now. But I brought in a guy, and he's going to be turning it into something extraordinary in the next few days. So just stick with us. Sorry that it's dull, but we're going to have a lot of fun stuff. This is definitely a place I'd want to live. Yeah, your thoughts on the game Dreams? Are you talking about that? I know something that, like, this one company came out with this thing that was a game maker called Dream, or is that Dream Maker? Dreams game. I'm just going to Google it. Sorry. Oh, a game creation system. What I think about systems like that, can I say, if it whets your appetite for game, number one, people have created really awesome stuff with, like, pre-made, generation tools like that. But in the end, 99% of it is very, very similar. But I'd say it's a really good thing for those who want to get in game development, want to try it out and try their ideas out before they really get into something like Unity, because Dreams or Dream, its capabilities are very limited. And I don't believe it's open source. Is it open source? You'll have to tell me in the chat. Unity and I believe also, what's the other one? Unreal are both open source. And that's the problem with the thing like Dreams, is that unless you can go in and toy with it and make their rules work for you, you're still working with their rules. You understand? But anyway, yeah, in fact, when I worked at my old job, there was a guy who was, when I told him, yeah, I'm developing this game about cats, he really was like, oh, dude, how do you do it? And I was like, well, you go to this unity.com. It's open source. If you want to learn how to use Unity, go to this Udemy course that teaches you from the very beginning, from coding from the beginning all the way to, like, creating your own game. I mean, it's $20. I mean, free engine and $20 and 100 hours of your time. But he could not hack it because, he was not a coder, and he did not understand that if there's a space or, colon or semicolon in the wrong place in the code, then it's all screwed up. So he just immediately got frustrated and quit. He rage quit. But he loved Dream. So, like I said, if somebody wants to get into game dev and try their ideas out, great. But, I don't think it's a shortcut. You're still, unfortunately, going to have to sit down and, I'm learning about Unity every freaking day. And I'm working with coders that have been working in this stuff for years, and they're still learning stuff every day. That's the thing. You gotta just admit you're walking into something that you are going to understand a small portion of. Even, I mean, there are probably some, folks like I don't know, the guys who did, what is it, Dwarf Fortress. Those guys probably that would probably use a tiny portion of their brains. Those guys, but they got some amazing brains. Those guys. But let me see any more discussion. Let's see. I have to go over. Yeah, I went on. Sorry for crunching on chips while talking to you, but got a lot of exercise. Didn't have a chance to have a big meal. We got 24 viewers. Hi, guys. So many people here. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions or comments, I'm answering them now. Let's see. Dreams. I think I answered your question. Critical mass. Roxy, thank you so very much. It just did also happen. We've been talking about the whole hook of the story about what the cats and the player deciding whether humans are worth bringing back for, I think, since we just started thinking about the game, and that was years and years ago. And man, the world has just gotten so much crazier since then. And I remember a year ago when this thing was going viral, when our concept, in fact, I'm going to turn this back on so we could see the passage of time. Maybe we could catch a glimpse of the cat moon if I get onto the other side of the island. Just give me a second here. Wrong play, Elizabeth. See if I can go. Because there is that second moon. Oh, no, you're in the middle of the woods there. You're not going to see. Yeah, it's gotten so crazy. And like I said, about a year ago, there was a college a philosophy course that wanted us to present the game and its initial concept to its philosophy class, and that was one of those cases where I was like, wow, what the heck have I created? When you're getting like universities calling you up, asking you to present. Yeah, I'm sorry, by the way, bad collider issue there. The cat, if you didn't see, just ran right through that fence. I'm just trying to see. The cat moon is yet to rise, or is it up there? We'll just sit here and hope for it to show up. But yeah, it's been a crazy ride, man. Let me go back to your questions here and comments. Is Angel Marie Walls, is a Patreon still active? I'd love to take part. Let me give you that. I'll go over to my trusty web browser and close. Let's see. I got patreon.com. And just go there. And yeah, it's. I think it's all okay. I'm just going to hit it. There we go. Yeah. And like I said, the soundtrack is going to be changing pretty soon, guys. So this music you hear in the background, or might hear in the background, I have it a little low. Feed. Patreon. That's the Patreon right there. And I just want to say on the Patreon, if you want to play, if you donate $1, you'll get access to the alphas. If you donate $25 total, not per month, but total, you'll get postcards, you'll get the full game, and you'll get early access to the beta and the alphas. If you donate $50, you can also get a print plus all of that. And there are other levels. If you want to donate, you could get your things like your name mentioned in the game and such, and so on and on. But check it out. I'm going to go back to questions. Let's see. Different. Actually, a boy. Oh, I'm sorry. A lady. I came across as Adela. Oh, hi. I'm very sorry if I messed up and called you a woman or whatever. Stupid American. What can you expect? Hey. Let's see. Are there any plans on a physical release? That is TBD. I'm getting questions all the time about whether the game is going to come out on this platform or that or this distribution platform. And unfortunately, I cannot definitively answer that question because the game is in development right now, and unless we self-publish, that is to a great extent dependent upon how the business works out for you. As some developers have found it more advantageous to self-release on Steam, and then a publisher picks it up, or vice. I really, you know, I'm just going to say right now, I would like to release it on PlayStation. I'd like to release it on Xbox. In fact, there's a good chance of that. Can't say anything else. Let's see. But right now, as the game is still in late alpha, I'm just like 100% focused on getting it working on the PC and eventually getting it working on the Mac. Because no offense to the Mac folks out there, Macs are not famous as being gaming machines. But the thing is I know I've seen AAA quality games working just fine on a Mac, and I believe we can make that happen. But eventually, hopefully, it will be on a heck of a lot of other platforms. But right now, I cannot say definitively. So Alt Tab. Oh, Unreal Engine looks sick. Let me tell you, that was one thing that I learned after really getting Unity, is that Unreal Engine, if I had developed this game in Unreal, yes, it would look, as they say, unreal. It would look so good. But what's done is done. And it is what it is. But I can't really use that term anymore. Because of recent events, but let's not go into that. Let's move on. I would like to know how much a day will take in real time. Greetings, that's from Loki Musik. I'm going to say that it may be music or Musik. I don't know. I took 2 years of German, and I learned a little bit of it back in the day. And I apologize for my COVID haircut. Wow, 20 folks. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. A day and a night currently is 38 minutes. Right now, a day is 38 minutes and a night is 38 minutes. And as you'll see here, unfortunately, the transition is every bit as abrupt as the cloud transition. I thought I had actually fixed this months ago, but we've been having a little bit of issue with, version control. And I mean, fixing these issues that I'm bringing up about the cloud transition and the day-night transition, literally, I could go into the engine and fix it in 15 minutes. It's just that right before I made this build, I did not check it. So it still looks good. It still looks good, I think. Oh, goodness. Pardon me for that hiccup. Oh, goodness. And I also apologize that we don't seem to be having good fog, on the ocean. The ocean just sort of seems to end there at one point. But hey, I think that may be another issue related to the because we're not playing it ultra. We'll have to check that out. But anyway, it's good enough for that. But by the way, the dawn is rising. I'm going to zip over to the other cat really quick again and see if we can catch a glimpse of the cat moon right before it comes up. Nope, wrong one. It was it Susie? I forget where we left which cat because they all look the same, unfortunately. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, we're back here. Man, it is what it is. All cats are over here on this side of the island. So, you see, unfortunately, it's getting that dawn sunlight, but you cannot see much of the dawn. It would be over on the other side of the... Oh, what the heck happened? Oh, the developer console came up there. Sorry about that, guys. Me. And eventually, I do not like how... Oh, we had another toilet paper collapse here. Oh, well. All right, go back to your questions and comments and criticisms here. All the criticism is much valid. And by the way, I'm probably going to be here until about 8:30, because as long as I'm like sitting here jawing away, Laura has to put up with listening to it. So let me see. So I asked Loki music. Basically, right now it's 38 minutes for day and 38 minutes for night. Why that? Because I will tell you quite honestly, that is how long the days and nights are in Skyrim. And I just thought that would be a good model to work off of. It probably will be adjusted because, you know, cats perceive time differently. And also, there's this phrase out here, and it's really universal, island time. Um, there are times out of the island. It's sort of like the opposite. You're having such a good time that time seems to like pass much more slowly than it usually does. But I don't want to have like 28-hour days within the game. So that's really adjustment. Right now, inside of the builds, it's 38 minutes. But if I'm doing a development build, that I just need to check something in it, I'll just make the day or night switch down to be like about 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever I need it to be. Yeah, it looks like dawn is coming, and we're not going to be able to see Kitty Moon. Yeah, there's a second moon in this game world, but you'll discover that as soon as you play. You see here, yeah, we're getting daylight. Everything looks like it's lit by daylight, but we're still in night. That's another one of those things that is all about the day-night transition. But still pretty clouds there, and you can see the stars up in the sky. Come on, where's that cat moon? Come on, I just want to show these guys the moon. There's one of the moons, but not the other moon. Oh well. Snooze here, kitty. I'm going to go back to the questions and comments here. Oh goodness. The other one's just like mine. That particular cat is modeled after one of ours as well. Elizabeth. Let me just go and see if I can swing it around. She's like the main protagonist of the game. She's a Russian blue / calico mix. Sort of like small and runty when we got her. She may have been the runt of the litter because she was such a small cat. And my goodness, she was eaten up by fleas and ticks. So scrawny. She's put on plenty of weight since, but let me tell you. Let's see here. Go over to these. Bring the mouse over. Sorry. And let's get 50. Okay, cool. On my mother's account. Adorable, Unreal out. Yeah, I saw the reveal video, Woofer Puff. That's where I saw it. And I liked what I saw. Jim Sterling complained about it, yes. I love you, Jim, but come on, guy. You don't have to be negative about every damn thing, even though that's your living, and I totally respect you for that. I wish I could make a living complaining. Goodness. But complaining in a very entertaining way, Jim. Don't want to diss you because he reviews video games. Don't want to piss off the reviewers. Let's see here. Nearly half of an hour seems more okay. Will there be catnip in the game? Yes, there will be. Do the cats have different personalities? Yes. And they will have different idle cycles. Right now, all the cats are using the exact same stuff. I would like it so that some cats would go immediately asleep. Gary, definitely, or Zach. He was very much he's very much a napping cat. But I would like other cats that are just more nervous, and I would like it actually. There's this one kitten in the game who, if you leave him alone and he gets bored to a certain level, he's going to find the nearest cat, run to him, and attack it. So you always got to keep him entertained. Hopefully, not always, because there are some games that start with whose initials start with G and end with A and have a T in the middle. That I really hated that mechanic where you had to be friends with everybody. And more about their personalities, by the way. A part of the mechanic of the game, and this is in its early development right now, is as you learn more about the cats, your agency with them will grow. For example, if you know so much about a cat, you'll be able to talk to it. If you know everything about the cat, all of the 8 important things, then you'll be able to do like this. Like I said, you basically unlock the cat, and you can just switch over to him or her, as the case may be. Or as your desires may come. Oh, we had another artifact there. And a little bit of floaty there. See that little red ball? A little bit of an artifact there. I'm going to go back over to the questions. We're still having a little bit of weird night lighting here. Oh. This is that house we went by earlier. We don't want to see the running cat's butt for 5 minutes. We're just going to go back to another cat sitting somewhere comfortably. As I go back to the questions. Oh, yeah, and different personalities. We would like to think of it is that each of the cats is a different tool in your toolbox. There will be places that some cats will not be able to go because they are just too large. Like Gary, he's one of the cats in the game, and he's this big Maine Coon cat. For example, there's another the kitten in the game. He's going to be able to enter and hide and enter, structures, get into structures in ways that other cats cannot. Some cats are going to be able to put up with certain environmental things better than others. For example, there are some one of the cats is happiest when it's inland, when the cat is inland away from the ocean. And its happiness, basically, its red and blue bars are going to be in less danger as long as it's inland in its happy place. Whereas there are other cats who prefer to be down by the coastline, and that's if you take them out of there, that's where you got to start taking a closer look at their happiness levels and maintaining them a little bit better. But that's geez. I could tell you in our wiki we got it all worked out. In fact, we got leveling cards for each of those things. I'll show one of those to you in a bit. I'm just gonna see if there are any other questions. Ragdoll cat. Oh yeah, ragdolls are absolutely adorable cats. Relationship meter. Well, eventually you're going to have to unlock all 9 cats on the island. Otherwise, the object is to get to know all of these cats, where they like to be, where they don't like to be, what their happy place is, what their relationship is, what their opinion is of humans, etc., etc. That was another day-night switch right there. That zip. I hate little things like that. But was that the cat moon coming up? Shut up about the cat moon, Eric. Anyway, we're never going to see the cat moon. Go to our Twitter and you'll see the cat moon. Trust me, it's there, out there. Geez, maybe I wish I could just, right now, switch us right into daytime, because these nighttime shots are so dull. And you see here, the ocean shouldn't be that bright at night either. There seems to be a shader issue. We had that licked. I'm going to have to bring that up in a later time. I could have sworn we did. Goodness. Just bringing us over to another area. Let's see. Any other? We talk with other. Yes, we would be able to talk with other animals. You will have to interact with the other animals on the island. For the deer. The geese are always, well, they're not always going to be a pain in the butt. I could show you there, no cat sign. Like I said, that area is going to be one of the last you get to in the game. And those people who live there, back when the humans were still around. And by the way, why is my face still up here while I'm showing you the game? This is just stupid as hell. Sorry, guys. One thing I could do is let's go back to title. And let's restart it at daytime, so we don't have to look at this freaking night dark anymore. One of the things I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks is adding more lights to the nighttime cycle. So right now, I used to have it so that during the night, the windows would actually light up. So downtown, you'd at least have a little bit of light coming from the windows. But that was nixed by our because of the requirements. Because of the requirements of the game. But we're just going to start over here. Thing is, I'll tell you right now, if you download the alpha, we don't have the conversation engine hooked in yet. But when I say hooked in, we have it. How come this, by the way, this screen, I'm just going to go over to my, oh, come on, wait. Come on, don't do this to me. It always gets dragged off screen here. Just want to get that off here. And now I'm going to bring my face up again so you can throw tomatoes at it while we wait for the game to load. You're going to be able to talk to the other animals. And before you ask, no, we are not exploring voiced conversation, voice acted conversation at this point. Um, because the moment that you bring in voice acting, every line of dialogue costs you $50 or more. And you see, I would rather at this point spend that money, and it looks like it's loaded, on making sure that the coding is as efficient and good as possible, and that we have the best 2D art, and we have the best exterior artwork, etc., and the best voice. I mean, I still want to get another hour of this radio broadcast done, and just that by itself costs a lot of money. I mean, the guy who does who was in Groundhog Day, yeah, I knew him from a long time ago, but that don't mean he gave us discount, but boy, voice actors are expensive. And that's another reason, we will see about adding that. Oh, by the way, this is texture that our guy Arjuna did. He's one of the guys who works on the game. He started as a controller designer, but he started working just making our textures and making them more real. And this guy, man, in the middle of it, I remember early in the year, he was literally just driving to the nearest town to get authentic photographs of what weathered wood looks like. I mean, real weathered wood in Maine looks like, to make it as authentic as possible. Like I said, we're very, very fortunate to work with the people that we do, who have such an eye for detail and such. Let's see. Go back out to the. We're just waiting for the sun to rise here. Oh, there. And I'm just trying to think if we have any other famous people. We have one of the guys who worked on Thief working on the game, which is pretty awesome. Thief 2. And Mike B has a curriculum CV that's pretty long as well. I would have to Google it right now. It's so long. Oh, the kitty got washed again. Got to move him up the coastline a little bit. Sorry. There we are. Yeah, he isn't going to get splashed over there. All right, great. Let's see. Any other? Can the cats get sick from eating plants or from rotten food? Loki Music asked a question, can the cats get sick? 19 folks still tuned in. Hi, thanks for tuning in, sticking in with us, guys. I'm probably going to be here for another 28 minutes, perhaps. I may ask for a quick restroom break very quickly in a minute, but hopefully that will not cheese many people off. Let's see. The cats can become unhappy, and I could imagine. I mean, every cat owner has had a cat who's gone ahead and eaten something that didn't really agree with their stomach. And you see more birds there, and that was one thing. I going back to a previous comment, having the birds and the insects. I wanted it so that no matter where you are, there would be some other creature moving around. I mean, in the Midlands, in the interior of the island, that's a lot more difficult. But with more insects, because hunting insects is going to be part of this and such. Because there's going to come a point where literally your cats will have eaten all the food in town, and you're going to have to figure out, okay, if the humans are indeed truly gone, how am I going to keep these 9 cats going? And that leads you to another story line that I think would be sort of a spoiler, so I'm not going to go into it. I mean, we're trying to make this. I mean, when I wrote the story, I mean, to myself, it was sort of about. Not to say it's a survival game, but it's a survival story. I wanted to be real, and that there's going to come a time where the cats cannot really rely on just the stuff that humans left behind, and how are they going to handle themselves if, say, for example, humans are gone forever and these 9 cats are stuck here, and they're like, let's just say, just for story purposes, if heck, maybe they're not spayed and neutered. Let's say, how are they going to, say for example, the red dwarf example. There's going to be this future civilization of cats, maybe. How do we preserve, that not only these cats, but perhaps well into the future. But again, this is storylines within the game that I really can't go into that much. That's one thing. Can I just say? One of the things is I just want to get over to, I think, so you could see me in the corner rather than just like more day shots. So you can see me as I'm talking to you. We're putting a tremendous amount of effort into creating the story behind Peace Island. One of the things that really annoys me in current gaming is that very few studios do open world story driven games, and for the most part games like Dragon Age Origins and what was the other one done by also done by Ubisoft. Jeez, it's a very popular franchise. It's got that. Anyway, they tend to really rely on combat as well and other mechanics. We're trying to create mechanics that rely on story and such. And for example, Laura and I, during the months that we worked on the game's story, we've written the stories of all 43 of the humans that used to live on this island, because discovering the stories of those humans will lead you to understand more of the world around you, and will increase your agency and the things that you can do around the island, the places you can go, and the things you'll learn. And like we're trying to create a leveling system that doesn't depend on combat. It's more about what you've seen and what you've learned, and keeping that exciting, and keeping that it actually depends upon the person reading the information and absorbing it and its importance. Because one of the things I really, really hated in games that depended upon, for example, I mean, there's a great game. I don't mean to diss it in any way. Gone Home, absolutely wonderful game. But there are certain documents that you get that sort of unlocks parts of the story, and if you just like click on the thing and then immediately put away, never read it, and this has happened in other games like Fallout, your character still gets a perk. I don't know exactly how we are going to make it. I mean, this is I have ideas. Trust me, I always have ideas. But I want to make sure that people, I truly story-driven leveling system, game mechanic, gameplay. There will be things. You will have to hunt insects, of course, but we're trying to keep, violence out of the game as much as possible, simply because we want it to be for all ages. And also, I believe that games, there are so many games that have been able to create excellent, fantastic stories without combat, and I would like to swell the ranks of such games. That's one of the reasons why I started working on such a game like Peace Island. Let's see. Oh, Red Dwarf reference, yeah. But, okay, the cats get sick. I will say they will get unhappy. And there may be instances where, hey, maybe a hairball's involved. That's they lose what they ate. Who knows? The only thing is we have to do that without making it gross. And thankfully, and I just want to lay this to rest here for any of those people who went to see the Cats movie and are waiting for the butthole version of the Cats movie. There's going to be no butthole version of Peace Island. In other words, when the cat's walking along, you're just going to see a fuzzy tail and a fuzzy butt. That's all you're going to see. And people have been like, the cat's going to go to the litter box? To which my response is, did you ever see CJ go to the bathroom and that, San Andreas? No, I don't recall. I did see him throw up, in the restaurant, but let's not talk about that game franchise. We really can't. Let's see. Any other questions? Oh, Watch Dogs. Oh, there will be Watch Dogs. They're at that farm at the North Island. Yeah, and there's another dog on the island, but I'm not going to get into that because that's another story. Anyway, Connection, cooperation, sort of. Again, this is a single player game. I could see how people would be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to play with all my friends. But I mean, part of the game is also how information is spread, how etc. And yes, I would say that, but we're trying to make it interesting. There are a lot of people who've tried these games and these sort of things and succeeded to certain degrees. As somebody who's played most of those games, I can tell you. But I don't know. We're trying our bestest, and I mean, as far as storytelling, I'm a real big fan of the original like Fallout storytelling style. Where you can enter, or for example, recently Disco Elysium, where your approach to a situation can lead to different outcomes. I mean, isn't there? Yeah, in the original Fallout One, when you get to the end of the game, and you meet the master, who's like the ultimate like boss, sinister character of the game, you can literally talk to that like ultimate boss and convince that being to put himself out of existence. Um, or you can go the other route and say, "No, I'm going to take you down," and you have to blow up the whole like place. Well, the place blows up either way. I think it blows up when the master starts killing himself. After he commits suicide, same thing as if you had killed him. But you see, and when I say the Fallout writing, I'm not talking about Fallout 3. I'm not talking about Fallout 4. I'm not talking about Fallout 76 because Bethesda. I don't mind dissing Bethesda. I don't need to tell you the mistakes they made in Fallout 76, but the first one was they didn't realize that Fallout gamers, number one, the reason we love Fallout was the story. And they put all their eggs in creating that multiplayer online game that had no story at all. Anyway, I'm getting off on a grandpa Simpson tangent. Do the cats have 7 lives? In our country, we say they have 9. In Germany, they say they have 7. The cats cannot die. They can become uncomfortable. They can become wet and unhappy. They might get hungry from time to time. I'm sorry for chewing on these, but they're so delicious. Also, again, didn't eat much today. There, you touched on something there, Loki music. That's another story thing. There is a character in here that does have sort of. Jeez, I'm really going up the edge of spoilers here. I'm just trying to how to relate this. There is a cat there that has had other existences. I'm not going to tell you which one. And there's another cat in there whose existence actually transcends. It's kind of hard to explain. You'd have to play the game twice to understand exactly how this cat is special. But hopefully, with the game when it does come out, you will have a chance and you will play through twice, and you'll get an inkling of what this other. It's different. Shall I say? I mean, only one other game has attempted something in this sort of story-wise storytelling, and I can't even mention it, even though I'm a big fan of it, because I don't even want to give that away. Anyway, there's to answer your question, Loki Music. One cat does have there are other existences that are related to him. But again, none of the cats will ever pass away. The game ends, and all of the cats are going to be fine, no matter whether you choose whether humans might as well get rid of them, or if you bring humans back or such. But the cats are going to have their own story arcs. They are going to have their own, interpersonal things that change throughout the game. Hopefully, the way Laura and I have got it written down on paper. We haven't gotten to our wiki yet. We're still trying to figure out a way to get that into the wiki. But anyway, I don't want to Grandpa Simpson too much, but I think I answered enough of that question. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Loki. Really? And you say are you in Germany? Loki, you said I think you said you were in Germany earlier. It seems that nightfall has come upon us here in the game world again. I don't want to constantly be showing you pictures of sleeping cats. In the last couple of minutes, maybe I should show you a little bit of more background stuff of the game that we have coming together. I think I'm going to be here for 15 more minutes. Would you just spare me? Give me just 1 minute. I just want to step away from the mic for a second and visit the restroom really quickly, and I'll be right back with you. And when I get back, and this will entice you guys not to run away during the minute that I'm gone, I'll show you a little bit of some of the artwork that people have done for the game and such. And by the way, we've had more viewers tonight on average than we usually have. It's been really cool to see you. Hopefully, a lot of you will not leave. I will be back literally in about 60 to about 90 seconds. Thank you. Okay, just checking my levels. Thank you, everybody who's still tuned in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get out of this really quick. And I'm going to see if I can do my Photoshop over here, show you guys a little bit more of the background stuff that we've had going on. Boop a doop a doop. There's a picture of myself in my Photoshop. I was just framing myself and seeing how bad my new COVID haircut looked. I gave that to myself, by the way. Ha! Okay, how come that window is not closing? That is becoming... Did Photoshop crash? Oh, I see. Yeah, that's not good at all. I'll just... it looks like I'm going to have to go into whatever mode and exit out of this. Yeah, I'm going to have to... Wow, I've never had that happen before. Sorry, I'm going to have to go to Task Manager. But no, actually, I don't need to show you this guys' stuff inside of Photoshop because really it's been on our social media, and I could just do that. I do want to shut down Photoshop. No, just get rid of that. And what is that? That's a picture of a Dora. How come it's doing this? Photoshop is just not closing. There we go. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can display capture, change it to my first display so I can see what I'm showing you guys rather than that. You're going to have to view me from the side. Oh gosh, no, not going to do this. Look at that. Ah, yeah, there we go. But let's see here. That may be, again, meta, but I can just go over to my Twitter here. That's, by the way, is our Patreon right there. You can see if you want to drop by. It's but let me see. It is, let's see. Yeah, Twitter. I can just go to Twitter and check out my images. Profile. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, one of the things that we... I mean, if you followed the game at all... Oh, let me get my... Is my face up there? I don't think it is. Okay. Let's see. Go back to OBS Studio. Yeah, you can see me here. I'm going to get rid of my face so you don't have to see me over that. Yeah. I've sort of been. I talked about how part of this game story is like an alternate history and so on and so forth. And one of the more entertaining parts of like writing the whole thing was coming up with basically the last 200 years of the island's history, and that involved like coming up with just what used to be there 200 years ago, what used to be there 50 years ago. Some of the story, it's just sort of insane that we actually have like a story. I don't know what is it, a family tree of one of the historical characters, Aloysius Allison, that goes over 200 years. But as you see here, this is one of the funnest thing I get to do occasionally. I really love doing this because I used to be a 2D artist myself. Is commission artists to do stuff for us, and recently I commissioned an artist to do sort of like a map of what the island used to look like 200 years ago, about the 1820 or so forth. And this is what it looks like right now. I did the map on the right. That was like one of the first like things I had to work. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to, because well, very important. I don't want to do my Todd Howard impersonation. When we created this game, we started with the world. No, I sound like I actually have a little bit of testosterone in my system, so I can't really do a good Todd Howard impersonation. Sorry, guys. Anyway, bring it. I'm going to show you a little bit more. What else do we got here? Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, that's if you want to see background. This is just a couple of days ago. I was out taking like reference photos. I'm fortunate enough to live in Portland, Maine, where I got the inspiration for this game by working, by basically just going out to the islands of Casco Bay. These are some really high quality renders that we recently did using this is not exactly how the game will look, but these were just some very high quality shots. I love just sort of like that foreshortening there, like somebody just dropped their camera or their phone on the wall and just snapped a shot. Just the skybox and everything, just gorgeous what those things do. But the thing is that a frame like this takes about 45 seconds to render, whereas, in a game, you better be able to get at least 45 frames a second. Let's see here. I can show you we got, oh, no, I can't, or can I? Can I? I can, actually. I'm going to open up another YouTube tab. We got, how Fallout has its own, like, Nuka-Cola brand. We've got our own cola brand that we developed. Let me see. It should be in my channel. I'm just going to dash over here. Let's see. Channel. Show video here, my videos. Because we could actually have, it's Ben's Restorative Tonic. And not only do we get like labels for it, we actually commissioned a 30-second radio jingle for it. Let me make sure my levels are up properly. I'm not going to play it too loud, hopefully. Let's see. I remember. Oh, way too quiet. Hold on. What's wrong with that? Hopefully this isn't going to blast it out of there, but it was playing really low. My favorite. Yeah, there we go. It's playing at it's for some reason I'm getting low volume out of this. Maybe I have it turned down. There we go. Sorry. Thank you for your forbearance, all three people who are still watching. I just want to play it from the beginning because it's. I thought he did a good job. This guy. I remember my favorite drink when I was a boy. Ben's Restorative Tonic. When I walked by, he'd throw them at me. Ben's Restorative Tonic caused strange feelings in my tummy. Ben's Restorative Tonic, all the added sugar they'd allow. Ben's Restorative Tonic, what are you looking at now? Sorry. Sorry. No sound. Sorry, I'm going to bring that down there. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Hi, Dreamscape Traveler. You came in just back at the very moment, towards you, last moment. But I'm just going to repeat what I was saying to our guy there in German, Loki Music. My father was, I have roots over in that part. Oh, too loud on my voice. Sorry, guys. Going to bring this down. My last name is Blumrich. My father was born in Steyr, Austria, and I have family over in that part of the world. I was able to visit Germany in 1988, and I'm pretty sure it's changed a lot since then, because I couldn't even go to half of the country back then, if you guys remember your history. But I hope to go to come and visit Europe again one day, hopefully. I'm actually trying to apply for a pass to visit Mount Athos in Greece, but that is like one of the most difficult places in the world to travel. They only it's just like sanctuary of Eastern monasticism, and they only let 10 non-Orthodox people in a day, and you have to apply and give them a very good reason why a heathen shouldn't be allowed in their territory. But I'm getting off on tangents. I loved Germany when I was there. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Hi, Road Rash. Yeah, you're a Road Rash. Are you the guy who did our, is that either Gabriel Gentile or it's the guy who did our Alex Jones impersonation? Who is this? Is this Road Rash or is this... is this Alexander Ellison? Or is this Gabriel Gentile? He did the voice of Boyd Grenier, who runs Boyd's Lobster Shanty, a restaurant that's in the game. This guy Road Rash here, he's the other prominent radio host on Peace Island radio show. If you listen to the radio program, there's I'd say about 10-15 minutes of his material on there. He did a frighteningly good Alex Jones impersonation. Check out his Fiverr. He should post the link here. If you ever need somebody for a good voiceover for your game, definitely check this guy out. Let me see. There's a guy on Peace Island. He I modeled him on Alex Jones. Let's see. Always amazing how a novelist can create I'm sorry, I'm checking a question really quick. To do it visuals in a game platform. Oh, beyond amazing. Well, Roxy, we're going to be working with several writers. It isn't just going to be me and Laura because while we're like, oh yeah, we've written a story. We do not have. We've written a story in a certain form. We are transferring it over, and the thing is while we have a lot of multi-threaded stories working out, we do not have. We need to work with people to make sure that they are presented in the most exciting and accessible way possible. The best way to do that is to bring in writers with a little bit more experience than myself and Laura to make it work as tightly as possible. So let's see. That's a very cool rock. Yeah, it's based on, let me just show you. I could just show, let's see. Whaleback, Peaks Island. Let's see, images. I'll just bring that over into the other window. There are no profile shots of it, really. There's this gigantic rock. I'm just trying to find a profile shot of it. This is the best I was able to find, really. Let me see. In a new tab, I'll bring that over. Thank you for your patience, guys. This thing here. It won't let me open it in the image in a new tab, but it's this gigantic rock. It looks very much. The first time I saw it, it looked like just a gigantic spaceship that had landed on Earth, but at 1/10 scale, because of the nature of the rock here, it cracks along 45 degree, no, not a 45 degree, but 90-degree angles. So it looked like it had decks and, ribbing and such. It's a local landmark, and we modeled it after that. In fact, it's called Whaleback, this rock right here. But I made it more like a whale's back because. Let's see. Did I miss any questions? Let's see. Yeah. Quiet on 5 or 5. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the Road Rash. I'm going to be getting back in touch with you, Road Rash, too, because we need more of stuff. There's going to be like a call-in segment where we have like another person doing part of the call, and you're going to be doing the other. Trust me, I want more Alexander Ellison. Laura's not too sure about that, but hey, we'll come up with a nice thing. And it looks like we're down to 13 viewers. Let's see. Do we have any other questions? Any concerns? We're at 8:31. Like I said, I was going to be doing 90 minutes, and it looks like we got a lot of views tonight, and I really appreciate everybody tuning in. And I'm sorry if you missed anything. I tell you what, I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to say I'm going to get out of here at 8:35. If you have any more questions or comments or anything you want to tell me about the game, please tell me in the next 4 minutes. Okay. Lay pie. Oh, yeah, Road Rash. And the reason that I haven't gotten back in touch with you and I've really had to scale back the budget is because I'm so concerned about getting the back end really working. But in coming months, fortunately, some expenses are coming to an end, so we're going to be starting to invest a little bit more in voiceover and illustration as well, 2D art and such. Dreamscape Traveler, thank you so very much. Lay Pie, meow, hello. And Roxy and Manasquin. Oh, I actually pronounced it somewhat properly. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's if you don't know how long I've been working on this, I started this in November of 2017, so we're coming up on 3 years. And I started this alone with the assistance of Laura and a guy in Greece, and that was it. Fortunately, thanks to the generosity and support and patience of all the people out there who've supported our Kickstarter and Patreon, we've been able to build it into this thing that it has become, and it's becoming. I mean, every week new stuff gets done, new stuff is added. It's quite amazing. I'm hoping that we get some issues worked out and really accelerate things in coming days. But let's see. We got a question. I should. Okay. Lay Pie. If you want, I will if you want, donate $1 or $2 to our Patreon, Lay Pie, and I'll put it here. Patreon.com/Peace Island. Oh, sorry, it's all caps. But anyway, just browsers work with that anyway. If you go there, donate $1, and you will get access. Go through our recent posts, and you will find one where you will find the most recent alpha where you can download it. So again, I mean, if you want to check out the game world as it exists right now, we have a couple of interiors in there, a little bit of interactivity. Go over to the Patreon, donate $1 or $2. It gives us, the money to keep this project going, and it's again really great the people that we've been able to bring onto the project. So much talent, and talent in so many forms. I mean, everything from voice actors to 2D illustrators to musicians. Let me see if I can bring this over here. I'm just gonna. Actually, Alt-Tab out of that, Alt-F4, because one of the things we got, I'll just say, if you're a game developer and you need, I'm just going to go to my YouTube channel again. Smells Like Gary did one of his famous ones here. I'll just say, let's see, I'm just going to go over to my channel. Alexander Ellison, the character that this Road Rash guy plays, is a distant descendant of somebody who lived on the island 200 years ago by the name of Aloysius Ellison, who is the founder of a small country that existed on this island in Maine for 2 weeks immediately after the Missouri Compromise. You see, this Aloysius Ellison, he was a staunch abolitionist. He really hated. He was a member of the Underground Railroad, an early person in that, early station keeper in the Underground Railroad, and he was like, I believe that my island was not part of the Missouri Compromise based on this one little piece of minutiae law. And to really, because there's going to be a museum about this country that existed for I'm sorry about that, weeks. And again, just coming up with the background material, one of the people we had to bring on, well, we didn't have to, but we brought on, I got this one guy, and what the hell's, what's going on? You're not going to open, yeah. I have to turn up the audio, make sure everything is right. Yeah, this is the national anthem for that country that existed for 2 weeks. I tried to get, this is the orchestral version, tried to get the choir on top, but unless we get a live choir, it just isn't going to work, and that's way out of scope. So I'm just going to play this because it's just another example of, when I started this game, I was like, oh, I'm making a game. I never thought that I'd have to be speaking with composers and lyricists and such. It's I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's like, wow, it's just amazing. But this is a little piece, the national anthem for that country. Yeah, I just want to address something because I'm running past my date time that I said I'd be doing this, but somebody said soundtrack could be a Hideo. This is not the soundtrack. This is a piece of music from the history of the game that has been used in the radio broadcast and will be used in themes throughout the game. But we're actually, as I said earlier in the broadcast, you may not have live cast, you may not have been here. I'm working with one of the people that we have on the game. We're creating a procedurally generated soundtrack that will be unique to everybody playing the game, depending on how you play the game and what where you are, what time of day it is, what weather is going on, how your cat feels. The music will respond and react dynamically to your gameplay. But anyway, yeah. And by the way, I want to say here, when I finish this. Because over in the chat, I did say, oh, hold on, yeah, I have my audio. I said I didn't like the ending, and I don't want to diss anybody who worked on the music, because here's the thing. I didn't like the ending because it ended so abruptly, but I liked how it was like anthems or music that was composed at that time. I worked with a composer and orchestrator in Venezuela, and a guy in London who did the performance of the music. And it's sort of strange that in some ways I intentionally put stuff into the music and soundtrack that I did not like personally because this was a broadcast or a piece of music created by somebody to the taste of somebody else, not me. So I'm sort of like trying. It's sort of a weird thing. I'm getting into somebody else's character and judging a piece of music or a piece or this, that, or the other. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, for Laura's sake, I'm going to call it quits here, guys, because we are down to 11. Not to diss you, wonderful 11 people, but it is late, and there's I got to take care of a lot of other stuff before I hit the hay tonight. I probably said it a billion times, but thank you so very much for tuning in. And again, I apologize for the horror of my COVID haircut, but yeah, I've never looked so old and gray. Gonna have to do something about that. Anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in. And hey, in times to come, I'll be doing more of these and showing off more features as they come in. And I hope to see you on our Discord in coming days, which again is going to get a heck of a lot better as time comes. And with that, I'm going to hit the end stream button. Take care, guys. Really appreciate it. And by the way, I wouldn't have been able to do this game without you guys' help and your input and your interest. And I can't thank you enough. Take care. Appreciate it.